Here it is in all of its glory! Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my process for creating this piece over here. It doesn't really have a name, but I lovingly want to call it my abstract self-portrait because each of these things have a purpose on this piece, and I just feel like overall this piece reflects who I am as a person. So a little bit of backstory on this piece and the way that it came to be. I have this room that I call my crib, and I spend like all of my time here. And there's this one painting that usually sits here, and of course it used to be this one. Originally, this piece was just like a random frame with a picture of a houseplant on it. I'll like insert that on the side. And I thought it was really ugly. So I ended up painting right over it and deciding to make it something of my own. I just kind of like started, I have an iPad, so I like started drawing on there. And I didn't really know what I was gonna create. So like at first I just had all these random shapes. So here's like one idea. I love colors, like I love the rainbow. So like I had this idea, and then I started messing around with some like triangles and circles and things like that. And then the first design was this. So it's like pretty similar to that. Like I ended up mirroring it pretty exactly. I just didn't add the stars here falling down and this like pastry type like cake thing here. I don't know, it looked like food to me when I made it. But what I realized was when I started putting this piece onto here, I had all of these shapes. Like I wanted to have those like planned out on the piece, but I ended up having a lot of extra space that wasn't accounted for in this like iPad image. And so I was like, what am I gonna do with this extra space down here? I was talking to one of my friends. We were talking about how art is really just life experience and stories put onto a medium, whether it be a painting, whether it be a picture that you take, or writing that you share with other people. Art is a story. And so when I was thinking about a story and how my story is both really exciting and colorful, there's that part of honesty and darkness that you have to accept and also acknowledge that comes with the rest of the positivity. And so I took it as this part would be like under the surface, all the darkness and like the things that I personally struggle with, as like a reminder to show that this is also a part of you, and like the darkness, it complements the light and needs to be there in order for you to show the full story. And I had a couple of ideas for the darkness. First I had this like just mess, like a line mess of different colors, that I feel like represent just like anger. It's scary, looking like a void almost that like these things can fall into. All of these yellow lines actually represent the years of my life. And so I originally had all these stars that were falling out of the 21 lines. Those stars falling into that darkness, if I had chosen that to be my darkness, kind of represented how you're gonna have bad days and it's not gonna all be filled with like a full pure line of happiness. So that's kind of in my mind how I had pictured this. And then this is one of my favorite things to share, is this part down here. It just looks like a random pattern underneath the waves, but if you look closely and break it into pieces, it actually says ego over and over again. When I was like messing around with it, and I realized that with the E, the G, and the O, there's a way I can make it into like a box so that they can kind of fit next to each other, and it just looks like a pattern of lines. This looks like a random pattern, but it also fits the words of ego. That's probably one of my favorite parts of like the piece. I was just like really proud of that. Oh yeah, and then like some other last minute changes. Before, like I had that piece here that looked like food and icing on it. I changed that into a light bulb for creativity and ideas, because I think I was talking to my grandpa and he was like, you know, a really big part of you is originality. And I was like, that's so true. And I feel like I like that about myself, and I try to be original. So I was like, maybe I should put that instead of like the random thing that I can't explain that looks like icing. So I switched that out. This was so much fun to create. It was my little at-home winter break art project. I'm really proud to share it to you today. Here's my process for painting this piece. I hope you enjoy. every time I walk into my crib. I love art and I just feel like I don't do it enough, but I really enjoyed this abstract piece. It's the first time that I've done something like this that is partially abstract but also a self-portrait of who I am. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and I'm so excited to put it up. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna like insert video of me putting it up. Wanted to shout out my friend Danny for her recommendation for aerosol varnish. Ended up spraying it indoors, which I definitely should not have done. It smells terrible in this room currently, and I have 5 fans in total like on. Hopefully my dad can sleep tonight.